Hi, this is John Marshall, the DrillMaster, here with another video critique. This is brought to you by Exhibition Drill for the Military Drill Team. Years ago, I had that title in my head, and I had a bunch of papers in my hand, and I used to give out the papers. Well, this is volume 2, but for volume 1, I handed the papers out, and nobody knew what to do with them. But as soon as I put it in book form, everybody knew what to do with it then. So this is volume 2 of Exhibition Drill for the Military Drill Team. Lots of great information. Begin your exhibition drill journey, or continue your exhibition drill journey with my books. The only modern books for exhibition drill. All right, so this is Vista, Murrieta, Unarmed Regulation. From a drill meet in January. That's January 2020. But this is February 2020. So here we go. Commander, your wrists are curled in. You should have neutral wrists. And Judge, just so you know, you don't have to salute until she's finished reporting. Okay. Don't salute until she's finished reporting. So, Commander, you must face your flight when giving commands. Just looking at them doesn't work. Can see some as soon as the lag finishes, you can see an angled wrist right there, a hyperextended wrist. Neutral, 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 neutral. Some arm swing that was not Air Force technique, bending the elbows, very fast tempo. You report in, and I know this is the Southwest actually. You report in, you request permission to enter, and then you report in again. Which is kind of strange. Commander, don't perform all these moves with the team. You're putting them through their... Oh, don't report in again. Okay, you didn't. So... All right. Commander, you don't have to turn... A lot of cadets think that you can't do this, but you have to do that when it comes to saluting. This is all regulation drill. The regulation drill sequence it's just taking your flight, your platoon through a whole routine just to see how well they do. You as commander are being judged as the commander, not a member of the flight, or the platoon. So you don't have to return salutes. You don't have to turn around and salute air. Nothing like that. You stand at attention, you give the commands, you take the formation through their paces, basically. This is not a salute to anyone, it's just a hand salute. It's to see how well they salute. Same with parade rest. And haste is not a command. Okay, so Commander, you're not supposed to go in closer to the flight. You remain 3 steps away. You don't take another step. This is close and extend when static, or even marching for that matter. You have to stay 3 steps away from the flight. So it's 1 step for the second element, 2 steps for the first element, and 2 steps also for the commander. You don't take a step, and they don't wait for you to take a step out so that they can start taking a step when you call extend. You call extend, they move. All right, so we're going to rewind there, and of course we're going to have some lag. But we're used to that already, aren't we? No. Did you say team count off? Okay. If you did, that's... So we've already established don't do that. No, 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 no. It's not team count off. Count off is the command. On the command off, everybody who's supposed to turn their heads, which is everybody except the element leaders, on the command off, everybody turns their heads. So, stop this. Read the Air Force manual. That's what it's there for. There's no such thing as team count off. It's count off. Commander, you don't face with the team. You face the team every single... When you're static, when you're standing still, you always face the team to give commands. Always. Don't face with the team. What you're going to do is give them right face. You're going to stay facing them, and then you're going to give them, most likely now, forward march. When you give them forward march, you execute a left face in march. Now, that's my kind of term for the face as in marching. So you execute that left face in march. You kick the left foot out. You pivot on the right toe. As the commander, you should have read Air Force Manual 36-2203. Sharp movements, team. Really sharp. That was very good. And you keep looking at the team as well, Commander. Stop doing that. Look straight ahead, except when you're marching, you need to call the commands. What are you doing? It gets a little frustrating sometimes. All right. You're supposed to be 3 steps away. They're only taking 2 steps forward, so that they're going to be the first element is going to be a step in front of you. You don't execute a left face. You execute a half left face as in marching. Come to an in-place halt at the end of first element, and then execute a kind of a 3/4 right face to end up in this position. Don't add to don't try and outthink the Air Force manual. It's fine the way it is. Well, until we get to colors, and then we get that left hand hold. What's up with that, Air Force? All right, here we go. No, don't step in front of the element. Side step to the left, side step back, and then go back, and then move. Their alignment isn't checked at the front. It's checked at the back. You look along the line of heels. And I know you're just going through the paces here. That's fine. You're not supposed to actually completely align them. But the proper technique is to face the element leader, face down the element, take a half left step, close your feet, and look at the alignment of the heels. Everybody's heels are the same. Nobody's feet are the same. The toes. Everybody has different sized toes. So stepping to the front of the element doesn't make any sense. You can't align that way. So you step to the left, check. Once you're finished checking, you come back to attention. Take a half step, center yourself over to the right, half step to center on the element, then execute a face as in marching to the left, And yes, you saw it. We're going back. And then you execute that face as in marching, take a couple of steps, halt on the next element, right face, left step, check, back to attention, right step, back to centered on the element, left face as in marching, go to the third, do the same thing. Come back, center yourself, right face as in marching, and go up to now. That's not the technique. Read, 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 read. Nope. I would have absolutely had a heyday with the scores on this one. What did you just... Why? Why did you give cover? Army and Air Force don't call cover. When we give dress right dress, everybody is... They have their arm up. Their head is turned to the right so that we align to the right. But then we also look... Head is still turned to the right, but we look forward to make sure that we are covered down on the individual directly in front of us. We do not say cover. That's the Marine Corps, Navy, and Coast Guard. They're the only ones who say cover because everybody meets their fingertips, ready front, cover. Then everybody moves and covers down. We don't do that, so don't say cover. You get the whole flight gets their alignment. That was sharp. Team, it's flight. Proper Air Force commands are flight halt, not team halt. Team, that's exhibition drill. That's somewhere else. Flight halt is the command that you need to use. So half steps. How big are half steps? They looked tiny from here. I'm not going to tell you how big they are. Look it up in the Air Force manual. Called it properly, at least when the feet were together. That's good. Oh, no. Oh, no, 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 no. No, stop stomping. Okay. Let's go back here. I also want to look at the facing movement. It looked like some wild ankles going out there. Wild ankles. The facing movement is only supposed to be a pivot and then close. Obviously, I can't get my hands around like that, but what I saw was pivot and way out. This is the left heel there. Saw some left heels, left ankles going way out there. Yeah, that's not half step. That's not half step. Half step is for the Air Force, it's a 12-inch step measured from heel to heel. It looks like you're doing 8 inches or even less. You're also stomping. You're not supposed to stomp. It looks like a lot of you have the whole foot hitting the floor here, and you're only supposed to have the heel strike. Half of a full step is a heel strike for the Army and the Air Force. We heel strike when we take that full, for the Air Force, 24-inch step, but the half step is 12 inches. Still a heel strike. So there should be no sound. Well, okay, you've got a team of 9 here plus the commander. So, yeah, you're going to have a little bit of sound, but very little sound. Definitely not the stomp, the storm, the buffalo sound that you have going here. Scuffing the heels. You're not... It looks like you're not taking a full step. You might be. If that was 12, yeah, it could be. If his feet were, I'm looking right here. If he's, let's say he's wearing a size 11, that could be another 11, 22, maybe 24 inches. But what I see is heel scuffing. Heels coming in like this instead of like this. When we take a normal, marching is just walking at attention. That's it. There's nothing really special about it. We don't have to employ any type of strange, weird techniques that we have to learn, except standing at attention while we're actually moving, marching at attention. So it's walking at attention. But I hear scuff, 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 scuff in there, and not a crisp strike. All right, we're gonna rewind there and let it go. Yeah, scuffing the heels. Oh, stomp, 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 stomp. Oh, my goodness. Third element leader. Oh, commander switch sides. Okay, yeah. Third element leader. You execute that flanking movement for the column, take a full step, and then go into half step. And again, half step is 12 inches measured from heel to heel, and then a heel strike. So no whole foot stomping, no toe striking, no driving the feet into the floor here. Oh, did you stomp on the forward march? And Commander, you don't need to call cadence. Calling cadence is a sign of the team needing. Yeah, you did. You stomped, and you not only stomped, you stomped with the feet together. Don't stomp on the forward. Yeah, that's not an Air Force technique. Not even close. Scuff, scuff, scuff. Commander, you face the flight until your position comes up. You mark time there, and then when you're centered on the flight, you're ahead of them and looking at them the entire time. Your head needs to be straight forward. Flight halt, and you need to be centered. Why did you take a couple of steps forward? Oh, boy. Squad leaders, on the command column left march from the halt, and don't you dare say from the halt, anyone. That's not a command. From the halt is not a command. It's a situation. It's in the manual as a situation. Calling a command from the halt, a command, not the command, not calling the command from the halt, calling a command from the halt while halted. Maybe that should be changed to while halted. You execute the move from halting, from standing still. And all the squad leaders, element leaders, all the element leaders execute a left face in march. So the first squad leader is going to execute a 90-degree face in march. The other two squad leaders are going to execute a face in march 45 degrees. But it's a face in march. Kick out the left foot, pivot on that right toe. You don't take steps forward. You execute from that position. No stomping. Commander, space yourself. You're supposed to be 3 steps. all the time. No need to call commands, or a cadence, sorry. The only time you should be calling cadence is because the team absolutely has to have you call it because they're so out of step. Good. That's great. Now, except for that close and extend, the marching close and extend, that was really good, well executed, except for that stomping half step that is pounding into my brain. But the execution was fine on that, really nice. Commander, you still have to be 3 steps away. Let's see, what else? No, that was okay. Now look here. I don't know exactly what command was just called, and I'm going to back it up in just a minute. Back up the video. But look at the alignment here. You can't see my fingers as I'm waving them in the air. So look right here. Look at this alignment. This cadet behind this cadet behind this cadet. What's going on with these two elements here that this element actually has, proper alignment. So, yeah, we're going to back up to there, to the counter column. Yeah, you tend to speed up. So column left. It looked kind of strange. So, well, when I had stopped the video, it looked kind of strange. Who knows? Did you just march a right oblique? I know the Marine Corps says oblique. It's actually pronounced. The word is pronounced oblique, but the Marine Corps wants you to call it oblique. If you marched an oblique, well, it's not in the Air Force or Army manuals, but if you marched an oblique and you called halt, then everybody should be facing in column formation. It's in place halt that halts you in the oblique, in the direction of the oblique. So I don't know what that was. So yes, we're going to rewind again. Yeah, right oblique. No, you should be faced to column. That's continue the march is, well, I'm not continue the march, a forward march. That flight halt. Do your best there, first squad leader. Commander, you're trailing your position, you're not centered, and you're not 3 steps away. And the stomp after forward march is not an Air Force technique. It's nobody's technique. Nobody does it. Commander, you're so close to the flight that you're is he first squad leader had to pivot around you? The heels. Oh my goodness. And the stomping. So have some besides the feet, the problems with the feet, the issues there. Honestly, the flight is marching quite well. Decent timing, but you're speeding up on the half step all the time. You're speeding up on the every time you go into half step. Okay. All right. So you've finished, but you were on the wrong side of the flight. At some point, you should have positioned yourself back over onto the correct side of the flight. And with a team of 9, and watching this for the first time, I actually got a little confused as to where your element leaders were. But you really need to position yourself better, Commander, throughout the sequence. I know that first column left, especially in the Southwest, it's been that way even before I was a cadet marching in Arizona, when we would switch sides like that, using that the span of control. The span of control is halfway at your flight from the right side all the way around to the left side, so you can control the flight anywhere around there. And that's I remember being told that as a cadet, but I've never seen span of control anywhere else. However, instead of marching around the flight, you really need to position yourself better before you report out. What an interesting sequence, especially with the obliques and. What? So you have Commander, you have muscle memory of your head being like this through the entire routine. It looked like you marched the entire routine at eyes left. Constantly. When you should be marching with your head straight forward. If you need to call a command while you're marching, then you give the command, turn your head, give the command, head pops back to looking straight ahead. So several issues there, and I don't even know where your element leaders are anymore. Honestly, this is an interesting dilemma here, and I'm not going to back the video up to try and find it, but your element leaders always have to lead, and you should be on first element side through, I would say, 90, if not 100% of the performance. But I can remember as a cadet, the sequence was programmed as such that first column left was executed close to the boundary line, and then the commander had to switch sides. But then there was always the time to switch sides back, and it worked really well. And the last time I marched a competition was 1983, so I can't remember that. But this is interesting. But so it's something for the team to consider, keeping the element leaders always leading. The way you saluted out this young lady here is the third rank of the first squad. So this is first squad leader here. Second squad leader is on the other side of him, and he is I'm sorry, squad, element. And then he is third element leader, I'm guessing. But and in regulation drill, we march to the flanks for a little bit, and then we always go back to column. So you've got to march in column formation. Column formation is the element leaders leading, and sometimes we march to line formation to the left. Sometimes we march in inverted line to the right. Sometimes we march in inverted column, and that's fine. Short distances, not a big deal. But every other move needs to be accomplished, especially the columns. They need to be accomplished with the in column formation with the element leaders leading. So I tell you what, I'll just fly out right now and start working with you. I'd love to do that, but anyway, so much to consider here. Some really good training has been accomplished here. I can tell. It's just not with the feet. And speaking of feet, right here, look at that: close, wide, medium, off, and plus he's ahead of the other two here. So precision counts. And read the Air Force manual. Read it and read it and read it and read it until you know it cold, backwards and frontwards. All right. As I've said in my other videos and my other critiques, I hope my comments are helpful. If you have any questions, then by all means ask. Thank you very much.